Want to speak real Bulgarian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at BulgarianPod101.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. Today, we'll learn conversational phrases about occupations. After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your job and ask what somebody does for a living. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your occupation PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм художник.
Listen to it again, now with the English translation.
С какво се занимаваш?
What do you do?
Аз съм художник.
I'm an artist. First of all, you need to learn how to say, what do you do? That's.
С какво се занимаваш?
Listen to it again.
С какво се занимаваш? С какво се занимаваш?
This Bulgarian sentence literally translates into, what are you engaged with? But it means, what do you do in English? Now, how do you answer this question? This is the pattern you'll need.
Аз съм.
Your occupation. I'm a, an, your occupation. For example, I'm an artist.
Аз съм художник. Аз съм художник.
Here are a few more professions you can use with the same pattern. Police officer,
Полицай. Полицай.
teacher,
Учител. Учител.
Учителка. Учителка.
doctor,
Лекар. Лекар.
engineer,
Инженер. Инженер.
Now, listen to some examples.
С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм учител. С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм лекар. С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм инженер.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what do you do?
С какво се занимаваш?
Imagine you're a doctor. Do you remember how to say, doctor?
Лекар. Лекар.
Say, I'm a doctor.
Аз съм лекар.
Now answer the question saying that you are a doctor.
С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм лекар.
Now, imagine you're a teacher. Do you remember how to say teacher?
Учител. Учител.
Say, I'm a teacher.
Аз съм учител.
Now, answer the question saying that you are a teacher.
С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм учител.
Now, imagine you're an engineer. Do you remember how to say engineer?
Инженер. Инженер.
Say, I'm an engineer.
Аз съм инженер.
Now, answer the question saying that you are an engineer.
С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм инженер.
Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, how's your mother? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about well-being and ask how someone is doing. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Conversation About Family Well-Being PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Как е майка ти? Тя е добре.
Once more with the English translation.
Как е майка ти?
How's your mother?
Тя е добре.
She's fine. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how's your mother? That's,
Как е майка ти?
listen to it again.
Как е майка ти? Как е майка ти?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Тя е.
state of well-being. But it translates as she is state of well-being in English. For example, she's fine.
Тя е добре. Тя е добре.
Here are a few expressions related to well-being that you can use with this pattern. Great,
Много добре. Много добре.
fine,
Добре. Добре.
so-so,
Що годе добре? Що годе добре?
not good,
Зле. Зле.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Как е майка ти? Тя е много добре. Как е майка ти? Тя е що годе добре. Как е майка ти? Тя е зле.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how's your mother?
Как е майка ти?
Imagine she's great. Do you remember how to say, great?
Много добре. Много добре.
Say, she's great.
Тя е много добре.
Now, answer the question saying she's great.
Как е майка ти? Тя е много добре.
Now imagine she's so-so. Do you remember how to say so-so?
Що годе добре? Що годе добре?
Say, she's so-so.
Тя е що годе добре.
Now, answer the question saying she's so-so.
Как е майка ти? Тя е що годе добре.
Now imagine she's not good. Do you remember how to say not good?
Зле. Зле.
Say, she's not good.
Тя е зле.
Now, answer the question saying she's not good.
Как е майка ти? Тя е зле.
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1, find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3, learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's the matter? After watching this video, you'll be able to make complaints and ask someone else if they're having any issues. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making Complaints PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е горещо.
Once more with the English translation.
Какъв е проблемът?
What's the matter?
В офиса е горещо.
The office is hot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's the matter? That's,
Какъв е проблемът?
listen to it again.
Какъв е проблемът? Какъв е проблемът?
This Bulgarian sentence literally translates into, what is the problem? But it means, what's the matter in English. Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
В офиса е.
adjective. This Bulgarian sentence literally translates into, in the office is adverb, but it means, the office is adjective in English. For example, the office is hot.
В офиса е горещо. В офиса е горещо.
Here are a few more examples you can use with the same pattern to make complaints. Hot,
Горещ. Горещ.
cold,
Студен. Студен.
noisy,
Шумен. Шумен.
dirty,
Мръсен. Мръсен.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е студено.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е шумно.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е мръсно.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what's the matter?
Какъв е проблемът?
Imagine the office is cold. Do you remember how to say cold?
Студен. Студен.
Say, the office is cold.
В офиса е студено.
Now answer the question saying the office is cold.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е студено.
Now imagine the office is noisy. Do you remember how to say noisy?
Шумен. Шумен.
Say, the office is noisy.
В офиса е шумно.
Now, answer the question saying the office is noisy.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е шумно.
Now imagine the office is dirty. Do you remember how to say dirty?
Мръсен. Мръсен.
Say, the office is dirty.
В офиса е мръсно.
Now answer the question saying the office is dirty.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е мръсно.
You've studied for a while and are ready to talk to people and practice what you've learned. But where do you start? Starting a conversation in a new language can seem a bit intimidating. How do you just jump into it? In this video, we'll look at 5 ways to start conversations. Number 1. Introduce yourself in your target language. This is usually one of the first things you learn when you start studying a new language. And sometimes, starting a conversation, or continuing one, is as simple as introducing yourself. Number 2. Talking about the weather. This is a universal talking point. People talk about the weather all over the world. And just saying, "It's really nice today," is enough to start a conversation. A great way to practice your weather conversation skills is to check out our Can-Do lesson pathway. This series of lessons teaches you how to talk about the weather in your target language. Number 3. Give compliments. Compliments are a great way to start a conversation. You can compliment something about your conversation partner's city, country, or something specific to them personally. "Hey, your bag is super cute," or "That ice cream looks delicious." These kinds of compliments can lead to further conversation about what you complimented. In this case, it could be fashion or a local restaurant. This is a great way to make quick connections with people. Number 4. Ask for help. For example, you can ask for directions, ask about prices, or request recommendations for restaurants or shopping spots, and let the conversation go from there. People are usually happy to lend a helping hand to tourists who are visiting their city. Number 5. Learn phrases for transactions. This can include getting a room at a hotel, or telling a taxi driver where to go. When you're traveling overseas, you'll need to talk to other people in your target language. And while this might be a bit scary at first, you'll find that the people you meet are just happy that you're trying to communicate with them. So get started talking in your target language now. For even more tips on how to start conversations, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to ask and answer the question, "How do you say this?" After watching this video, you'll be able to ask someone how a word is pronounced. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your How to Say Something PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е парко място.
Once more with the English translation.
Как произнасяте това?
How do you say this?
Това е парко място.
It's parking lot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, "How do you say this?" That's
Как произнасяте това?
listen to it again.
Как произнасяте това? Как произнасяте това?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Това е.
word. It's word. For example, it's parking lot.
Това е паркомясто. Това е паркомясто.
Here are a few useful words you can use with the same pattern. Parking lot,
Паркомясто. Паркомясто.
giraffe,
Жираф. Жираф.
travel,
Пътуване. Пътуване.
invasion,
Нашествие. Нашествие.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е жираф.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е пътуване.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е нашествие.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how do you say this?
Как произнасяте това?
Imagine it's the word giraffe. Do you remember how to say giraffe?
Жираф. Жираф.
Say, it's giraffe.
Това е жираф.
Now answer the question saying, it's giraffe.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е жираф.
Now imagine the word is travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Пътуване. Пътуване.
Say, it's travel.
Това е пътуване.
Now, answer the question saying it's travel.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е пътуване.
Now imagine the word is invasion. Do you remember how to say invasion?
Нашествие. Нашествие.
Say, it's invasion.
Това е нашествие.
Now answer the question saying it's invasion.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е нашествие.
Want to speak your target language with confidence and impress native speakers? When learning to speak a new language, you have lots of things to think about, including grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Because you're thinking of all of these things and trying to speak, it can be difficult to communicate with confidence, especially in the beginning. This is why it's helpful to make confidence-building exercises part of your language learning process. In this video, you'll learn 7 ways to boost your confidence. 1. Read out loud. This might seem pretty basic, but it's a great way to practice speaking. Reading aloud lets you practice speaking without having to think about grammar or things to talk about. Reading out loud lets you focus on your pronunciation and the rhythm of the language. It can help you learn to speak more smoothly and quickly, without even thinking about it. If you're using our lessons, read the dialogue out loud as you listen. You can read along with the dialogue tool, the lesson notes, or the transcript. 2. Read like a child. This might sound strange, but think about children learning to read. They go slow and sound everything out. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 tries before they read a new word smoothly, and a few more tries before they can read it at a natural pace. This example applies to language learning too. If you find a complex sentence in something you're reading, read it slowly at first, then speed up. With practice, you'll be able to say it easily. It might feel a bit silly to speak very slowly, but this kind of practice can help you identify tough sounds you might miss or say incorrectly when reading quickly. 3. Use the dialogue breakdown tool. If you're using our site, this is a great tool to take advantage of. It breaks down lesson conversations into individual lines. You can listen to the audio for each line, learn what each line means, and can reread and review as much as you want. 4. Use the voice recorder to record and compare yourself with native speakers. Just click on the microphone icon next to each line in the dialogue section. You can use this tool to perfect your pronunciation if you like, but this is also something you can use to work on speaking with confidence at native level speed. You'll find this tool in the dialogue section of all of our lessons. 5. Repeat and review old lesson conversations. Reviewing what you've studied in the past is the best way to make sure you maintain what you've learned. Go back to older lessons, download the lesson dialogue tracks, and re-listen to the conversations again and again. Or you can reread the dialogue lines from previous lessons until you've mastered them all. 6. Shadow conversations. Repeat what you hear out loud. This tactic is important, but it can be tricky when you're doing a brand new lesson. If you're reviewing dialogues from lessons you've done though, it's super easy to do. Just listen to the dialogue and repeat what you hear. Shadowing means mimicking the speaker as soon as they speak, following their intonation and rhythms as closely as possible. 7. Send recordings to your Premium Plus teacher. If you want to speak with confidence, there's no better confidence boost than feedback from a native speaker, and you get just that with a Premium Plus teacher. You can record yourself reciting a lesson dialogue or any dialogue of your own, and your teacher will give you specific tips on how to improve. From the tips your teacher gives you, choose at least one and practice, practice, practice. Being able to react quickly and with confidence in a conversation is typically not something you can do on your first try, but if you continue practicing, you'll gradually find yourself speaking with ease. And for even more ways to build your speaking confidence, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's your favorite number? After watching this video, you'll be able to say many numbers and ask someone their favorite number. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Numbers PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Кое е любимото ти число? 7.
Once more with the English translation.
Кое е любимото ти число?
What's your favorite number?
7.
It's 7. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's your favorite number? That's,
Кое е любимото ти число?
listen to it again.
Кое е любимото ти число? Кое е любимото ти число?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is number. In Bulgarian, we only say the number as the answer, but it means its number. For example, it's 7.
7. 7.
Here are a few more numbers you can use with the same pattern. 7,
7. 7.
2,
2. 2.
4,
4. 4.
9,
9. 9.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Кое е любимото ти число? 2. Кое е любимото ти число? 4. Кое е любимото ти число? 9.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What's your favorite number?"
Кое е любимото ти число?
Imagine it's 2. Do you remember how to say 2?
2. 2.
Say, "It's 2.
2.
Now answer the question saying, "It's 2.
Кое е любимото ти число? 2.
Now imagine it's 4. Do you remember how to say 4?
4. 4.
Say, "It's 4.
4.
Now answer the question by saying, "It's 4.
Кое е любимото ти число? 4.
Now imagine it's 9. Do you remember how to say 9?
9. 9.
Say, "It's 9.
9.
Now answer the question saying, "It's 9.
Кое е любимото ти число? 9.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what kind of movies do you like? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about movies and ask other people about their favorite kinds of movies. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Movies and TV PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Какъв тип филми харесваш?
Харесвам филми на ужасите.
Once more with the English translation.
Какъв тип филми харесваш?
What kind of movies do you like?
Харесвам филми на ужасите.
I like horror movies. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, What kind of movies do you like? That's.
Какъв тип филми харесваш?
Listen to it again.
Какъв тип филми харесваш? Какъв тип филми харесваш?
This Bulgarian sentence literally translates as, what type of movies do you like? But it means, what kind of movies do you like? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Харесвам.
type of movie. This Bulgarian sentence literally translates as, like type of movie. But it means, I like type of movie. For example, I like horror movies.
Харесвам. Филми на ужасите. Харесвам филми на ужасите.
Here are a few more kinds of movies you can use with the same pattern to talk about movies. Horror movies.
Филми на ужасите. Филми на ужасите.
Comedy.
Комедия. Комедия.
Fantasy.
Фентази. Фентази.
Romance movies.
Романтични филми. Романтични филми.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам комедия. Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам фентази. Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам романтични филми.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what kind of movies do you like?
Какъв тип филми харесваш?
Imagine you like comedies. Do you remember how to say comedy?
Комедия. Комедия.
Say, I like comedies.
Харесвам комедия.
Now answer the question saying that you like comedies.
Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам комедия.
Now imagine that you like fantasy movies. Do you remember how to say fantasy?
Фентази. Фентази.
Say, I like fantasy movies.
Харесвам фентази.
Now, answer the question saying you like fantasy movies.
Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам фентази.
Now imagine you like romantic movies. Do you remember how to say romantic?
Романтични филми. Романтични филми.
Say, I like romantic movies.
Харесвам романтични филми.
Now answer the question saying you like romantic movies.
Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам романтични филми.
Want to speak real Bulgarian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at BulgarianPod101.com.
Want to speak and understand more of your target language? If so, of course, you'll need to know more words and phrases than you do now. In this video, we'll cover 5 ways to master new words and phrases fast. Number 1. Use our free vocabulary list. This is a free library of vocabulary and phrase lessons for all kinds of situations. You can learn words and phrases for current events, holidays like Halloween and Thanksgiving, and useful topics like the top 10 ways to say hello, conversational phrases, and more. You'll learn phrases that you won't find in textbooks. If you want to learn extra fast, use the slideshow tool. Just tap or click on View Slideshow, then sit back and review the words and phrases. Find the vocabulary lists in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. These vocabulary lists are free for all users. Number 2. Take the audio and video lessons. One of the best ways to learn new words is by hearing and using them in conversations. This is because it gives you the opportunity to understand how the words are actually used. In every lesson dialogue, you'll likely come across some words you don't know. But don't worry, because our teachers translate everything. When you hear the conversation again at the end of the lesson, you'll be familiar with the words you didn't know at first. Number 3. Learn with our 2,000 most common words list. A quick question. How many words do you think you need for conversational fluency? 3,000? 5,000? It's actually not as many as you think. Language experts say you need about 1,500 words to reach conversational fluency. With our 2,000 most common words list, you'll get access to key vocabulary words you need to boost your conversation skills. The words are broken down into simple categories, such as adjectives, nouns, verbs, food, drinks, numbers, months, and so on. So you can go category by category and focus on what you're most interested in first. With this tip, we're not talking about paper flashcards. We're talking about the smart flashcards that you can find in our premium study tools. This is an automatic system individualized for each member based on their study needs. First, you'll use the cards to check your knowledge. Then, according to your answers, the cards will be sorted according to which words you need more practice with. Words that you struggle with will be shown to you more and more. You'll see words that you know well less often. This system helps you study more efficiently. It displays the words you need to work on and knows when you should refresh your knowledge. This helps make sure you don't forget vocabulary. In every study session, these cards will help you refresh your memory on the words you learned last time and introduce new words. Number 5. Use the words. After you learn a new word, using it right away is crucial to remembering it. So, when you're done with a lesson or a vocab list, here's something you can do. Leave a comment. Make up a sample sentence and post it in the comment section. Write it down in a notebook, or shadow the word with a lessons dialogue. Our language learning program is full of tools that can help you speak more. Just pick one and get started. If you want to unlock all of these study tools, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what are you doing during the holiday? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your holiday plans. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your National Holidays PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Какво ще правиш за деня на Съединението?
Планирам да ходя на плаж.
Once more with the English translation.
Какво ще правиш за деня на Съединението?
What are you doing for Unification Day?
Планирам да ходя на плаж.
I'm planning to go to the beach. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, "What are you doing for Unification Day?" That's
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
This day commemorates the day when Bulgaria's southeastern territories became part of the country in 1885. Listen to it again.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението? Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Планирам да.
plan. This Bulgarian sentence literally translates as planning to plan, but it means I'm planning to plan. For example, I'm planning to go to the beach.
Планирам да ходя на плаж. Планирам да ходя на плаж.
Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk about your plans. Go to the beach.
Ходя на плаж. Ходя на плаж.
Travel.
Пътувам. Пътувам.
Stay home.
Остана вкъщи. Остана вкъщи.
Go to the movies.
Ходя на кино. Ходя на кино.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да пътувам.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да остана вкъщи.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да ходя на кино.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What are you doing for Unification Day?"
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Imagine you're planning to travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Пътувам. Пътувам.
Say, I'm planning to travel.
Планирам да пътувам.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to travel.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да пътувам.
Now, imagine you're planning to stay home. Do you remember how to say stay home?
Остана вкъщи. Остана вкъщи.
Say, I'm planning to stay home.
Планирам да остана вкъщи.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to stay home.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да остана вкъщи.
Now imagine you're planning to go to the movies. Do you remember how to say go to the movies?
Ходя на кино. Ходя на кино.
Say, I'm planning to go to the movies.
Планирам да ходя на кино.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to go to the movies.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да ходя на кино.
When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to use when talking on the phone. After watching this video, you'll be able to ask for someone on the phone and to put someone on hold. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making a Phone Call PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Здравейте! Бих искала да разговарям с отговорното лице.
Да, момент, моля.
Once more with the English translation.
Здравейте! Бих искала да разговарям с отговорното лице.
Hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
Да, момент, моля.
Okay, just a moment. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say hello on the phone. That's
Здравейте! Здравейте!
Then you'll need to learn how to say, I'd like to speak with person. The pattern is
Бих искала да разговарям с...
person. For example, hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
Здравейте! Бих искала да разговарям с отговорното лице. Здравейте! Бих искала да разговарям с отговорното лице.
Now, how do you answer this question?
Да, момент, моля.
Okay, just a moment. Listen to it again.
Да, момент, моля. Да, момент, моля.
This Bulgarian sentence literally translates as, yes, a moment please, but it means, okay, just a moment. Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk on the phone. The person in charge.
Отговорното лице. Отговорното лице.
A sales representative.
Търговски представител. Търговски представител.
The manager.
Менеджера. Менеджера.
Customer service.
Обслужване на клиенти. Обслужване на клиенти.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Бих искала да разговарям с търговски представител.
Да, момент, моля.
Бих искала да разговарям с менеджера.
Да, момент, моля.
Бих искала да разговарям с обслужване на клиенти.
Да, момент, моля.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, I'd like to speak with person?
Бих искала да разговарям с...
Person. And how do you answer it?
Да, момент, моля.
Imagine you want to talk to a sales representative. Do you remember how to say, a sales representative?
Търговски представител. Търговски представител.
Say, I'd like to speak with a sales representative.
Бих искала да разговарям с търговски представител.
Now say you want to talk to a sales representative and answer it.
Бих искала да разговарям с търговски представител.
Да, момент, моля.
Now, imagine you want to talk to the manager. Do you remember how to say, the manager?
Менеджера. Менеджера.
Say, I'd like to speak with the manager.
Бих искала да разговарям с менеджера.
Now say you want to talk to the manager and answer it.
Бих искала да разговарям с менеджера.
Да, момент, моля.
Now imagine you want to talk to customer service. Do you remember how to say customer service?
Обслужване на клиенти. Обслужване на клиенти.
Say, I'd like to speak with customer service.
Бих искала да разговарям с обслужване на клиенти.
Now say you want to talk to customer service and answer it.
Бих искала да разговарям с обслужване на клиенти.
Да, момент, моля.
Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So, access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the Dialogue Study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the two recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Здрасти! Аз се казвам Ива. Hi everybody, I'm Eva. Welcome to BulgarianPod101.com's Български в 3 минути. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Bulgarian. In the last lesson, we learned how to show gratitude to people by saying Благодаря. In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Bulgaria. Готови ли сте? Are you ready? Да започваме! So let's start. The most used informal greeting is Здрасти. Здрасти. Zdrasti means hi or hello. We should only use this greeting with friends or relatives. There is one more word which is an informal way to say hello. Здравей. It has the same meaning as zdrasti and is used when we speak only with one person. Здравей. And now let's continue with the formal way to greet people. The most general version is Добър ден. Добър ден. Literally, добър ден means good day. So as a rule, we can use добър ден only during the daytime, from morning until evening. During the evening, we say добър вечер. Добър вечер. Вечер is Bulgarian for evening, so добър вечер means good evening. During the morning, we say добро утро. Добро утро. Утро is Bulgarian for morning. Добро утро, добър ден, and добър вечер are used when we meet someone, but when we leave, we use another word. In this formal situation, Bulgarian people use довиждане. Довиждане. Довиждане means goodbye. Finally, in Bulgarian, we have an expression meaning see you soon that can be considered both formal and informal. До скоро. До скоро. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Bulgarian. Let's review them all again. When meeting in an informal situation, здрасти or здравей for one person. When meeting older people or someone we don't know in the different times of the day, добро утро, добър ден, добър вечер. When living in a formal situation, довиждане. When living, no matter whether it is a formal or informal situation, до скоро. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Eva's insights. Remember merci from the last lesson. Bulgarian uses a lot of words borrowed from other languages, and we also have one for goodbye. Ciao! Just like Italian. This is actually the phrase you will hear the most in Bulgaria. Friends often say it to each other when leaving. Try to say it to your Bulgarian friends. Ciao! During the next lesson, we'll learn the meaning of the phrase Говорите ли английски? Do you already know it? We'll be waiting to talk about it with you in our next Български в 3 минути lesson. До скоро! Здрасти, аз съм Eva. Hi everybody, I'm Eva. Welcome to BulgarianPod101.com's Български в 3 минути, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Bulgarian. In the last lesson, we learned how to talk about your plans. In this lesson, we are going to deal with the to-be verb, some. We will also discuss how to talk about your nationality. When you meet a new person in Bulgaria, they might ask you, откъде сте? Which is the equivalent of, where do you come from? Сте is a conjugated form of the to-be verb some. Откъде means from where, and it implies from which country or place. Altogether, it is откъде сте? Откъде сте? Answering this question is very easy. You can just say аз съм, which means I am, then your country's name. For example, аз съм от Америка. Аз съм от Америка. But it is more natural to say your nationality. Аз съм американец. Just replace американец with your own nationality. I am German is аз съм германец. I am Italian is аз съм италианец. I am Brazilian is аз съм бразилец. Be careful because this is how you refer to your nationality if you are a man. For the feminine form, you have to add ka instead of ets at the end of the nationality. For example, if you are an American woman, you will say аз съм американка. German women say аз съм германка. For Brazilian women, it is аз съм бразилка, and so on. To return the question, you can simply say a vie, which is and you, in a polite way. Now it's time for Eva's insights. Be careful because in Bulgarian we don't write nationality names with a capital letter like in English. The same applies for languages, they are also written in lowercase. In this lesson, we learned how to talk about your nationality. Next time, we'll continue to study the verb some and we'll see how to use it to talk about locations. By the way, do you know how to ask someone where they are in Bulgarian? I'll be waiting for you with the answer in the next Български в 3 минути. До скоро! Здрасти, аз съм Eva. Hi everybody, I'm Eva. Welcome to BulgarianPod101.com's Български в 3 минути, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Bulgarian. In the last lesson, we learned how to use the verb отивам, which means to go. In this lesson, we will continue talking about some of the most common Bulgarian verbs. The second verb is правя, which means to do. But as in English, you'll see that the meaning of this verb is quite broad. Imagine someone asks you, какво правиш? That's an informal way to ask, what are you doing? So, if you're making your breakfast, for example, you could answer, правя си закуска. So, let's break it down. Правя is I'm doing. It is the first person form of the verb правя, which is to do in present tense. Next is си, which is a pronoun used to express for me or myself. Finally, we had закуска, which is a noun and means breakfast. Правя си закуска. Note that in Bulgarian, to say that you're doing something right now, all you need is the basic present tense. For example, if someone asks you to come and give him a hand, but you're busy making coffee, you can say "Съжалявам, правя кафе," which literally means "Sorry, I make coffee." Here we are using the basic present tense. So now let's have a broader look at what you can say with this verb "правя" in Bulgarian. It is maybe the most useful verb since you say almost everything with it. It can mean to prepare as we saw just before, but it can also mean to practice, as in "правя упражнения," which is I am exercising. It can be also used for different types of work, as in "правя разследване" and "правя си изследване." The first means I'm investigating something, and the second one is I'm getting examined. This verb can also express the concept of to create or to make, as in "правя скулптура от камък," which is I do stone sculptures. Also, you can use it as in "правя снимки," I'm taking photos. Now it's time for Eva's insights. If you hang out with Bulgarian friends, you might hear "Какво ще правим тази вечер?", which means "What are we going to do tonight?" If you are with some friends at night and you haven't decided your plans yet, you can ask it. It will sound very natural. Какво ще правим тази вечер? In this lesson, we learned how to use the verb правя in many different contexts, and I'm sure it will help you a lot. Next time, we'll learn another very useful and romantic verb, обичам. I'll be waiting for you in the next Български в 3 минути lesson. До скоро!
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1. Surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2. Learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3. Speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4. Practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start learning more every day.
Hi guys, how are you doing today? Welcome to a new episode of Bulgarian pod101.com. I'm your host Daria, and today I'm going to walk you through 10 phrases you always want to hear. So, are you ready to start complimenting other people? Let's go!
Изглеждаш страхотно днес. Изглеждаш страхотно днес. You look great today.
Now, it's something that I would like to point your attention on. It's the word strachotno, which is literally translated as scary, by the way, because it derives from the word strashno, which is scary. So Bulgarians use it in a way of saying great, but it's funny how it sounds when you think about it. You look scary today. And it sounds such a normal thing to say in Bulgarian, by the way. So use it everywhere you go. You look wonderful today. You look great today. Изглеждаш страхотно днес.
Липсваш ми. Липсваш ми. I miss you.
Yes, this is something either say too rarely or we do say excessively. I do encourage everybody to find a balance in it, and this comes from meaning it from your heart. I am gonna miss you until the next episode. Ще ми липсвате.
Свърши чудесна работа. Свърши чудесна работа. You did a great job.
Yes, I do believe that if somebody hears this phrase more often, they're not only gonna be flattered, but they will improve their work overall. Свърши чудесна работа.
Ще има бонус в края на месеца. Ще има бонус в края на месеца. There will be a bonus at the end of the month.
Is definitely what everybody would like to hear if they have done a good job. Even if they have not done a good job, it will make them do a better job. Because imagine if you're doing something for many years and you don't receive any kind of appreciation for that. Not even a single small thing. So the bonus is definitely something you should use to make somebody do better work.
Ти готвиш превъзходно. Ти готвиш превъзходно. You're an excellent cook.
Yes, everybody would like to hear that, even though sometimes you may burn the dish, but your friends are there to support you, so they may be saying, oh, as if they're mocking you. Ти си превъзходен готвач. Ти готвиш превъзходно. You are an exceptional cook. Well, the more you burn dishes, I know, the better you become as a cook, so please never stop cooking.
Почини си. Аз ще почистя днес. Почини си. Аз ще почистя днес. Take a break. I'll do the cleaning today.
Opens the heart and the doors to every mother's heart. Guaranteed, proof read and checked and all that.
И вие печелите. И вие печелите. And you win.
I specifically think that if you invest the money you spend on scratch tickets into something else, you are on the winning side of spending your money. For sure.
Ти беше прав. Ти беше прав. You were right.
Why is it so hard to admit something like that? I don't know. Maybe because Bulgarian people, they think they know everything about everything. From science to sport to politics to anything. So please say it even though people are not right.
Нося ти нещо специално. Нося ти нещо специално. I brought you something special.
It is very intriguing and exciting to hear something like that, isn't it? Unless this special something is a cat. And there you can bid farewell to your living room couch.
Бюджетът е неограничен. Бюджетът е неограничен. The budget is unlimited.
Can you imagine a world where there is no money or there is a budget but it's unlimited? What are the things that everybody can do? Everybody can accomplish their dreams no matter how far-fetched are they. You can even go to the end of the universe if there is such. So, unlimited budget, unlimited dreams. Make it happen. I am leaving you for now because we have come to the end of this episode of BulgarianPod101.com. However, I'm looking forward to our next episode. Until then, please let me know which of these 10 phrases you always want to hear you like the best, or is there anything you would like to hear personally so I can translate it for you? Add it in the comment section below this video, and also find where the red button is, somewhere over here. I forgot where it is. It's a red button that says subscribe. Subscribe for this channel to get more videos like this, and we're going to see each other again in the next linguistic adventure. Until then, check the website bulgarianpod101.com for more lessons in Bulgarian. I'm your host Daria, and I'll see you very soon.
In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Bulgarian. But first, it's important to clarify that in Bulgarian, there is a difference between the formal and the informal language. Let's first see how Bulgarian people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Здрасти, аз се казвам Ива. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. Hi, I'm Eva. Nice to meet you. Здрасти, аз се казвам Ива. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. Start by saying Здрасти, аз се казвам. Then say your name. Здрасти, аз се казвам Ива. Finally say Приятно ми е да се запознаем. Здрасти, аз се казвам Ива. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. And now let's see the same sentence in formal speech. Здравейте, аз се казвам Ива Георгиева. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. Hello, I'm Eva Georgieva. Nice to meet you. Здравейте, аз се казвам Ива Георгиева. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at these together. Здрасти has been substituted with the formal greeting Здравейте, formal Bulgarian for hello. Аз се казвам Ива has not been changed. Аз се казвам stands in both cases for I am or my name is. However, during a formal self-introduction, we also say our last name. So I said Eva Georgieva. Here, you would say your full name. Finally, the ending remains the same. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. It is a universal Bulgarian greeting, meaning nice to meet you. One more time. The informal way to introduce yourself in Bulgarian is Здрасти, аз се казвам Ива. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. The formal way to introduce yourself is Здравейте, аз се казвам Ива Георгиева. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. Now it's time for Eva's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands in Bulgaria. And if you're not sure whether to use Здрасти or Здравейте, just say simply Добър ден, which means hello and is used during the daytime. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to use good manners as we thank people. Готови ли сте? Are you ready? Да започваме! So let's start. There are several ways to thank someone. Let's start with the easiest. It's just one word. Благодаря. Благодаря. Благодаря means thank you. When saying thank you very much, you just need to add много. Много благодаря. Много благодаря. Много means a lot. So много благодаря is like saying thank you very much. During the last lesson, we mentioned both the informal and the formal way of speaking Bulgarian. Благодаря is the most common way to thank someone. If you want to be more casual, there is another word you should use, and you will be amazed which word that is. Merci. Merci. Merci is a loan word from French, but it is pronounced with the typical Bulgarian hard R. R. It is used mainly in informal situations. Merci. How do you answer? It's easy. There are basically two different ways to do it. The first is няма защо. Няма защо. Няма защо literally means there is no reason, but it is the equivalent of don't mention it. The other way to say you're welcome is the word moля. Moля. Literally, this word means I beg or please, but it has become a common way to respond to someone thanking you. So when someone says благодаря to you, we can simply reply with няма защо or моля. Now it's time for Eva's insights. If you're not sure about whether to use merci or благодаря, keeping it simple is always your safest bet. You don't have to worry about formal or informal situations. Благодаря can be used with just about anyone, anywhere, and at any time. In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Bulgaria. Готови ли сте? Are you ready? Да започваме! So let's start. The most used informal greeting is Здрасти. Здрасти. Здрасти means hi or hello. We should only use this greeting with friends or relatives. There is one more word which is informal way to say hello. Здравей. It has the same meaning as здрасти and is used when we speak only with one person. Здравей. And now let's continue with the formal way to greet people. The most general version is Добър ден. Добър ден. Literally, добър ден means good day. So as a rule, we can use добър ден only during the daytime, from morning until evening. During the evening, we say добър вечер. Добър вечер. Вечер is Bulgarian for evening, so добър вечер means good evening. During the morning, we say добро утро. Добро утро. Утро is Bulgarian for morning. Добро утро, добър ден, and добър вечер are used when we meet someone, but when we leave, we use another word. In this formal situation, Bulgarian people use довиждане. Довиждане. Довиждане means goodbye. Finally, in Bulgarian, we have an expression meaning see you soon that can be considered both formal and informal. До скоро. До скоро. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Bulgarian. Let's review them all again. When meeting in an informal situation, здрасти or здравей for one person. When meeting older people or someone we don't know in the different times of the day, добро утро, добър ден, добър вечер. When living in a formal situation, довиждане. When living no matter whether it is a formal or informal situation, до скоро. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Eva's insights. Remember merci from the last lesson. Bulgarian uses a lot of words borrowed from other languages, and we also have one for goodbye. Ciao! Just like Italian. This is actually the phrase you will hear the most in Bulgaria. Friends often say it to each other when leaving. Try to say it to your Bulgarian friends. Ciao!
Want to speak real Bulgarian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at BulgarianPod101.com.
Добър ден.
Добър ден.
Как сте?
Добре съм, благодаря.
Здравей, аз се казвам Петьо.
Здрасти, аз съм Таня.
Приятно ме е да се запознаем.
И на мен също. Добре дошъл, заповядай.
Благодаря. Това е малък подарък от мен. Заповядай.
О, много благодаря.
Няма защо. Ох, извинете,
Да.
кракът ми.
О, съжалявам. Добър вечер.
Извинете, меню ако обичате.
Разбира се.
Извинете и вода, ако обичате.
Веднага.
Извинете, искам да поръчам...
Да.
First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
Мъж и жена си говорят. Какво първо ще направят те?
Какво искаш да правим днес?
Искам да отида на кино.
Добре, аз искам да гледам бейсболен матч по телевизията.
Аз искам и да отида на пазар.
Бейсболният матч започва в 1 следобед.
Добре, тогава нека първо да ходим на кино, а след това ти можеш да гледаш бейсболния матч.
Добре, тогава ще отидем на пазар вечерта.
Какво първо ще направят те? Мъж и жена си говорят. Какво първо ще направят те?
Какво искаш да правим днес?
Искам да отида на кино.
Добре, аз искам да гледам бейсболен матч по телевизията.
Аз искам и да отида на пазар.
Бейсболният матч започва в 1 следобед.
Добре, тогава нека първо да ходим на кино, а след това ти можеш да гледаш бейсболния матч.
Добре, тогава ще отидем на пазар вечерта.
Една жена обядва в ресторант. Какво ще си поръча тя?
Желаете ли кафе или десерт след основното ядене?
Какъв десерт предлагате?
Имаме пудинг и ябълков пай.
Всъщност искам само кафе, моля.
Желаете ли захар и мляко?
Донесете го с мляко, моля. Какво ще си поръча тя? Една жена обядва в ресторант. Какво ще си поръча тя?
Желаете ли кафе или десерт след основното ядене?
Какъв десерт предлагате?
Имаме пудинг и ябълков пай.
Всъщност искам само кафе, моля.
Желаете ли захар и мляко?
Донесете го с мляко, моля.
Пътувам в чужбина. Пътувам в чужбина. To travel abroad.
If you ask a random Bulgarian of how he or she would prefer to spend his or her time in the summer, he or she will probably answer, go abroad. Пътувам в чужбина. To travel abroad. Well, yeah, there's something in our culture that now that we can travel more freely, now that we're in the European Union, we do take advantage of visiting Italy, Greece, and so on and so forth. It's just so easy because it's right there. However, many other people do not travel or have never been outside the frontier, like my grandmother. Моята баба никога не е пътувала в чужбина. Моята баба никога не е пътувала в чужбина. My grandma has never traveled abroad. Which is somewhat true about my grandmother because she constantly watches this travel channel, and if I call her on a random day and ask her, "Hey grandma, how you doing today?" she would reply, "Hey, I've been to Mexico and Guatemala and Costa Rica this afternoon. How about you?" Well, Grandma, this may count, but you don't have magnets from the places you've been. Haha. So, Daria, grandmother, 1-0.
Почивам си на плажа. Почивам си на плажа. To relax at the beach.
Another popular response you may get from a Bulgarian about their free time in the summer would definitely be go to the beach. But not just go, relax on the beach. Почивам си на плажа. To relax at the beach. Here's an example of this phrase in a sentence. Истинската почивка е когато си почивам на плажа. Истинската почивка е когато си почивам на плажа. It's a true holiday when I'm relaxing on the beach. This is true for so many people. And by the way, you can be very sure that you can have a relaxing vacation in Bulgaria because we don't have sharks in the Black Sea. There you go.
Уча български език с bulgarianpod101.com. Уча български език с bulgarianpod101.com. To learn Bulgarian with bulgarianpod101.com.
Another use of your time in the summer is to do something practical and to get a new skill. Improving your skills is something very important, like уча български език с Bulgarian Pod 101, like you're doing right now. Уча български език с Bulgarian Pod 101. To learn Bulgarian with Bulgarian Pod 101. And the next example in a sentence is a tribute to you, the viewers. Можете да научите български език с bulgarianpod101.com. Можете да научите български език с bulgarianpod101.com. You can learn Bulgarian language with bulgarianpod101.com. Yes, it's as simple as that. Just subscribe and keep on watching videos like this. By the way, you're gonna learn a lot of fun facts about Bulgaria in this one. Stay with me.
Уча се да готвя български ястия. Уча се да готвя български ястия. To learn to cook Bulgarian food.
Уча се да готвя български ястия. Уча се да готвя български ястия. To learn to cook Bulgarian food. Oh, definitely this is something very important, especially for my friend who recently got married, and I'm gonna say why. It was very important for her to learn how to cook moussaka. First, let me give you the example with this. Тя иска да се научи да готви български ястия. Тя иска да се научи да готви български ястия. It's a very simple sentence. Here's it in English. She wants to learn how to cook Bulgarian food. Why did she want to do that? Because in Bulgarian culture, we have this saying, if a woman does not know how to cook a proper moussaka, then she is not eligible for marriage yet. So one way to look for a wife, test her cooking skills.
Организирам барбекю. Организирам барбекю. To have a barbecue.
Организирам barbecue. To have barbecue. Yes, you may not be a sophisticated cook as my friend to cook a whole dish of moussaka or kapama, but barbecue is much simpler and it gives you the benefit to be outside, to cook delicious food and to share it with as many friends as you have. So here's an example of how to use this phrase in Bulgarian. В неделя ще организираме барбекю. В неделя ще организираме барбекю. We will organize a barbecue on Sunday. By the way, here's a bonus to this phrase. I'm going to give you the Bulgarian word for barbecue, which is skara. So with skara, every day is a Sunday here in Bulgaria. Welcome. Every day is a skara day.
Купонясвам цяла нощ. Купонясвам цяла нощ. To party all night.
Our next phrase is about partying, because that's one of the best things you can do in the summer in Bulgaria, apparently. You just go to the seaside or in a big city club or something like that and купонясвам цяла нощ. To party all night. Here is how you can use the phrase in Bulgarian. Той купонясва цяла нощ с приятели. Той купонясва цяла нощ с приятели. He partied all night with friends. And I'll tell you who this he is. It's my friend George, in the example that fits perfectly for him, because he once said to me, I may be 70 years old, but I'll never stop partying. He may be either exaggerating or there is a true thread there that he may be a vampire. Forever young, I wanna be a vampire. All right.
Получавам загар. Получавам загар. To get a tan.
So summertime is connected to beach time, and of course, what can you do at the beach? You may think of multiple answers to that question, but if you ask a Bulgarian person, they would say получавам загар, to get a tan. Yes, that's undoubtedly the best, the most favorite thing a Bulgarian person would do at the beach, especially if it's a Bulgarian woman. I have no idea why, but you can recognize a Bulgarian chick at the beach because she would not be swimming, she would not be sandcastle building, and she would not be engaging in sport activities, water activities at all. She would be just lying on the sand, suntanning. Yes, and here's an example how you can use this in a sentence. Той беше на Малдивите през зимата и е получил загар. Той беше на Малдивите през зимата и е получил загар. He was in the Maldives in the winter and he got a tan. Well, good for him. He may not be a Bulgarian woman, but Bulgarian men are also, they also have vanity about the way they look.
Отивам на разходка в планината. Отивам на разходка в планината. To go hiking.
The next phrase I'm going to suggest about things to do in Bulgaria in the summer is my favorite one, because I'm a mountain girl and that's where you can find me during the summer. Hiking. Отивам на разходка в планината. To go hiking. Yes, and if you want to use this in a sentence, here's how you can say it. Много хора отиват на разходка в планината през почивните дни. Много хора отиват на разходка в планината през почивните дни. This is how you say that many people go hiking in the mountains during the weekend. Not only during the weekend, but during the summertime, I will tell you which is the most popular hiking route in Bulgaria. It's the Comprehension Trail, which runs from the most western part of Bulgaria, goes straight to the most eastern part, which is Cape Emine. So from Peak Com to Cape Emine. It's about 700 kilometers and it will take you 20 days to walk through it. But it is part of a larger road that goes from the Atlantic Ocean, crosses all Europe and ends at the Black Sea. It's a wonderful experience. And it's also, the Bulgarian part of it is known as the Friendship Road. Why? Come to Bulgaria and find out why.
Работя по часова работа. Работя по часова работа. To work a part-time job.
You can also работя по часова работа. To work a part-time job. Of course, you need some kind of money-making activity to support your other activities. It's better if it's a part-time job, not a full-time job, because otherwise you would not have any time for the other activities. Leave aside money. So here's how you can use this почасова работа, part-time job, in a sentence. Много студенти работят почасова работа. Много студенти работят почасова работа. Many students work a part-time job. Even though I am not a student, recording videos for you guys for BulgarianPod101.com is my part-time job. And I'm having so much fun with it. So bear with me because I have some more interesting facts about Bulgaria, the summer, and of course, other phrases to learn about what to do in the summer in Bulgaria.
Забавлявам се с приятели. Забавлявам се с приятели. To have fun with friends.
For the next phrase, you don't need the mountain, you don't need the sea, you don't need a lot of money even, because all you need is not love. All you need is friends. I think this is more true than love, because love comes and goes, but friendship stays forever. I do believe that. And to illustrate this, here is a phrase for you. Забавлявам се с приятели. To have fun with friends. How do you have fun with friends? In this sentence. Тя излезе навън да се забавлява с приятели. Тя излезе навън да се забавлява с приятели. Friends, приятели. She went out to have fun with friends. This phrase sounds like something my mom would say always when she has to reply where I am at the moment, because I'm always out with my friends. I'm a very sociable person, and the best way to spend some friend time is to have a bench party in the park or to climb one of my hometown's hills. We have 6 out of 7 now. Long story. I'm not gonna explain what happened to the 7th one, but just go up and hang around with your friends watching a wonderful view over the city. That's the best way to hang around with friends. Забавлявам се с приятели.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.